Hey everyone, it's been a minute since we've sent out an HR alert or update, and so here's one that's really important that we wanted to get out this afternoon since it takes effect on Monday. This is specific to the ongoing unfolding of the pandemic we're in the middle of, and specifically the fact that we are seeing relaxation on the shelter-in-place orders, more businesses opening up, which is great news on many fronts, but in the same way, more social gatherings, and therefore we're also noticing a surge in the spread of the virus. So, in order to do our part to ensure you are all put out of harm's way and staying as healthy as possible, we're establishing new protocols for anybody who's going to be leaving the house to work effective on Monday. So if you're working at home and not coming into a facility or not going to a customer, you don't have to do this every day, only when you are leaving your home to go to work. Specifically, we are launching a daily health check, which is a screening that you're to do before you leave the house every day. It requires you to answer a series of questions truthfully, with the idea that if you answer false to any of them, you need to stay home and call the HR, and then we will work with you. One of the questions does ask if you took your temperature this morning, so be mindful of that if you need to pick up a thermometer over the weekend. That is an expectation that you've done your temperature and that you're not running a fever over 100 degrees. So something to plan for effective Monday. You're going to be able to access this questionnaire via Paylocity. If you use the computer and can do that from home, you can access it through your normal means, and you'll see under the links that it's a link there that you can click on. If you're using your phone or your tablet, you can go through the app and you'll click on company links, and then you'll see a link to the form there. Once you complete the form, you will get a pop-up, and it reaffirms our commitment for you to stay safe and healthy. And then there's also a message that says, hey, if you answered false to anything, then you need to call HR, stay home and call HR. So that's the key thing to be mindful of. Again, our goal here is that we want you to stay healthy. So please do that. The next thing we want to talk about is if you are coming into one of our facilities, there are some non-negotiable protocols that you'll be required to follow. Specifically, and most importantly, the physical distancing. We've done our best to go into all of our meeting rooms, offices, and shared space to remove chairs so that you're encouraged to stay 6 feet away. So we ask you to honor that and make sure you're staying 6 feet away there, as well as around all of the kind of shared areas. If you're going to the printer or a copy machine, you need to stay 6 feet away from each other. If you're in the hallway, do your best to go a different direction if you see someone coming down the hallway. It's just all that stuff we have to be sensitive to now. Washing your hands often, using the sanitizer when you can't get to the restroom for your hand washing, and of course wearing face coverings if you're going to be within the proximity of others during your normal work day. The other thing that we're introducing on Monday is the ability for us to host visitors into our facilities. This is not our truck drivers that are delivering. They are still not allowed to come into our facilities during a pandemic event. They are not to use our restrooms. They're not to be at our coffee machines. That is just not allowed. We're not letting any non-hosted visitors in. If you have a visitor that you want to host into our facility, we have created a questionnaire for them to fill out as well. You'll find it in the same place in Paylocity under company links. And so make sure that you go in there, you can copy the URL and send it to your visitor so they can complete this and submit it. We will get the alert if there is a false read from, it'll come to HR, but you'll also see they'll get a pop-up that directs them to be in touch with you as their host. So this is again showing you that it's in Paylocity in the same area under company links. And then their pop-up will say to please contact your host if you answered false to any of our questions. This is all about us making sure that you as the TMHNC family stay safe and healthy. and there's still risk out there, and we don't want to take that lightly in any way, shape, or form. So with that, we will also be launching a training that will be delivered to all of you through Paylocity next week. It's going to introduce you to our pandemic preparedness and response plan and the critical components of that include our disinfection protocol, what happens if somebody should test positive, what we do, how we will react to that, and just the general guidelines that everybody needs to be following during this time. These processes and protocols will remain in place until we're out of this thing. And so if you think about that, that means there's a vaccine. So as far as we can tell, we're going to be following this protocol for the long haul, at least for the rest of the year. So again, it's effective Monday. Everyone's expected to follow it. If you have any questions at all, please contact us in HR. Thanks.